Do you ever feel as if the world around you is trying to enter into a dialogue with you? Not through words, but through symbols, hints, and unexpected coincidences. Think of how often, when thinking about someone you haven't talked to in a long time, you suddenly receive a message from that person. Or, tuning into a radio wave, you hear a melody that seems to reflect your inner feelings. Are these situations just random coincidences, or is there something more behind them? It is moments like these that can make us stand still and reflect. What if there is an invisible thread between us and the world? What if the universe really does send us signs when it is time to change, to make decisions, or even to realize the truth about ourselves? These phenomena raise questions about the deep interconnectedness of all things. Moments like these, when reality seems to wink at us, suggest that there is something more behind the daily grind. Maybe they are not just coincidences, but a carefully woven network of interconnections waiting for us to pay attention. These mysterious signals can manifest as recurring numbers, unexpected encounters, or even as premonitions that are difficult to explain logically. Observing these signs can be the key to understanding our inner world and our place in the universe. Recognizing these signs can lead to rethinking many aspects of our lives, forcing us to reconsider our own beliefs and values. Perhaps it is in these seemingly insignificant details that the truth we have been searching for so long lies. And if we learn to recognize them, we can open up new horizons of possibility. It is these reflections that we will continue in the main part of this narrative. Since ancient times, humanity has been tormented by the question of who is in control of our destiny. In ancient Hellas, for example, it was believed that the course of life of each mortal is relentlessly monitored by 3 Moira, goddesses weaving the thread of fate. One of them, like a skilled weaver, spins the thread symbolizing the path of life. The second determines its length, and the third, ruthless, cuts it when the time comes. This concept, rooted in mythology, resonates in our worldview to this day. However, how does modern science look at this eternal question? It offers a completely different interpretation. Psychologists, in particular, argue that we are the architects of our own destiny, making countless seemingly insignificant decisions every day. But what if those choices that we tend to think of as purely our own are actually the result of some larger forces? Case in point is the story of one man who, after losing his job, stumbled upon an article on entrepreneurship quite by accident. This reading was the impetus for him to start his own business, and a few years later, he had achieved impressive success. "It was like this article found me. I wasn't looking for it on purpose," he said. Was it just a coincidence, or did some higher intelligence push him on the path destined by fate? The human brain, as we know, is designed to constantly look for meanings and patterns in everything around us. At the dawn of mankind, when our ancestors lived in the wild, their survival directly depended on the ability to notice even the smallest changes in the environment. A slight rustle in the dense foliage could herald the appearance of a dangerous predator, so vigilance was vital. The modern world is radically different from those times, but our innate ability to find interconnections between phenomena has not disappeared. Psychologists refer to this feature as the Baader-Meinhof effect. Its essence lies in the fact that when an idea or image captures our attention, the brain begins to catch their manifestations everywhere. For example, a person starts thinking about traveling to Japan, and suddenly he is bombarded with a flood of information related to this country. Advertisements for airline tickets, musical compositions in Japanese, goods with Japanese symbols. Such coincidences can be perceived as some signs of fate, although in reality they are just peculiarities of human perception. However, in some cases, these signs can really entail significant changes in life. For example, a woman saw in a dream that she had to move to another city. Years later, she learned that it was in this city she was waiting for a meeting with her future spouse and a job that she had long dreamed of. Is it coincidence or predestination from above? The famous psychologist Carl Jung introduced the concept of synchronicity into scientific circulation. It describes the phenomenon when two events are connected with each other not by cause and effect links, but by symbolic meaning. For example, a person is thinking about someone, and that person suddenly calls him on the phone. Or, a person is in search of an answer to a question that is important to him, and accidentally finds a book that contains the solution to his problem. Carl Jung, a famous Swiss psychologist, interpreted such coincidences as a kind of dialogue between our subconscious and the world around us. He believed that this is a manifestation of some universal force that guides us through life, like an invisible hand, pushing us to the right path. As an illustrative example, we can cite the story of a young artist who, disappointed in his work because of a failed exhibition, was close to giving up the brush forever. However, on the same day he accidentally discovered a long-lost brush, which became a powerful symbol for him, a sign from above calling him not to give up. This incident inspired him, and within a year his work was already a success, proving that sometimes it is worth listening to such signs. If we turn to science, quantum physics opens up a wonderful world of microparticles whose behavior defies common sense. These particles are known to be capable of being in multiple places at the same time, as long as the observer does not interfere with the process. This phenomenon, known as wave function collapse, raises many questions about the nature of reality. Some scientists and philosophers, based on these discoveries, hypothesize that our reality may function on a similar principle. According to this view, there are many parallel options of events until the moment we make a decision. But once we make a choice, it is as if the universe adjusts to our will, realizing the scenario we have chosen. Although it sounds like a plot from a fantasy novel, each of us can remember cases from our lives when a choice made dramatically changed the course of events, confirming that not everything in our world is as simple as it seems at first glance. Imagine how sometimes a random turn in the street can lead to a fateful meeting, and a spontaneous decision, to the opening of a new chapter of life. So, how do you realize that now is the moment when it's time to act? How to recognize these subtle signals and synchronicities which are so generously sprinkled in our lives? The key lies in listening to your inner voice. If you are irresistibly attracted to something new, or, on the contrary, something causes a sharp rejection, it can be an important reference point. Pay attention to recurring events, whether phrases, images, or symbols that arise in your life. Ask yourself the question, what does this mean specifically to me? Don't be afraid to step outside the box. It is often in the moments when we dare to leave our comfort zone that the most significant changes come to us. Perhaps even this video you are watching right now is a sign that calls you to reflect on your path, your purpose. It could be that right now the universe has decided that you are ready for something new, and this is no accident. Perhaps invisible forces are already whispering to you that it's time to stop. Look around and realize that all the events, all the signs, and even this video are part of a larger plan. Our lives are a weave of choices, coincidences, and moments that we give meaning to and that cannot be ignored if we are to live them to the fullest. Life's journey is sometimes unpredictable, yet it invariably has a transformative effect on us. Think about it. What if right at this very moment you already have all the resources you need to take your first step? All you have to do is listen carefully to the world around you and, just as importantly, to your inner voice. Who can say with certainty where exactly this path will lead you? Perhaps right now, at this very moment, the universe is deciding that your time for decisive action has finally come.